Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Man City in crisis. We love a video like that, but genuinely, they're terrible. Even Man City fans who say you're obsessed, and every video I've done about Man City being in crisis over the last 3 years, the chat is infiltrated by Man City fans going, oh, you're obsessed. Mate, you've got to admit there is something fundamentally wrong at Manchester City. This is not about 115. In fact, that's the only time I'm going to mention it. It's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with the fact that you're a juggernaut. You're not a juggernaut anymore. You're a jug of water and it's empty. What's going on at Man City? You look at that game, you look at that table. You played third against fourth today at the City ground and you got beat. Justified. No luck, no excuses. No, we're better than them. You have all the money, all the ideas, all the bench. You've got Kovacic, Gundogan, De Bruyne and Mamouche on your bench and you still get beat. That is an incredible result for Forest and we should all applaud it. Brilliant, absolutely amazing. I keep writing them off and they keep absolutely sitting everybody down. To be fair, they deserve to win the game today. What is Man City's excuse? Yeah, they had 70% possession, but possession, it's dying. At the end of the day, 70% possession, 3 shots on target, Forest had 4, and Ederson pulled off a worldie. The right team won, justifiably. Oh, they sat back and countered. Who said you can't do that? Inter did it with Mourinho to Barcelona and won the Champions League. You can do it. Why can't you do it? And I think for me, I look at Man City and yeah, they're going to have to make changes. But they spent a lot of money in January. And Mamouche looks good. And maybe the other players will be good. But they're not what Man City were. And that Pep Guardiola contract that he signed, does he really want to sign it? Is he really going to be here next year? Is it really going to make a massive amount of difference? Juggernaut Man City was scary. It really was. I think they look like a team at the moment that's lost their aura. And yeah, you can go from a bad season to a good season. Look at the way Liverpool finished last season under Klopp. It wasn't the season they wanted it to be. You look at them now, they're going to win the league. They could win the Champions League. But Man City, I mean, it's almost like the players don't believe in the project anymore. Phil Foden's not the player he was. Most of their players are not the player there was. Some of them are going to have to leave. Erling Haaland doesn't look like the best striker in the world at the moment. There's a spark and it's gone. And I think for Manchester City, I never thought I would say this, but I actually think their future is to replace Pep. I think it's getting close. It's not my place to say it. Man City fans will probably go, what are you talking about? But you know, that's it. I'm getting to the point now where every time I predict a game like this, I would go, Forest are going to drop off, Man City are going to kick in. Like, they're not in the Champions League now. All they've got left is the Premier League and the FA Cup. They're going to kick in. But I can see Man City losing more games. They've got Bournemouth in the FA Cup at Bournemouth. Why would they not lose that game? Like, they're just not playing well. They don't look anything like the Man City that we've known and become accustomed to over the years. They're not dangerous. They're not creating loads of chances. They're not fluid. And look, yeah, Rodri makes a massive amount of difference and Rodri back next year makes a massive amount of difference. But are we really going to sit here and say that the dynasty that Man City have built is now totally reliant on the knee of a Spanish midfielder? I mean, come on, that can't be right. But I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked to say that I never thought Man City were this bad. But 9 losses in the Premier League. They are legitimately 4 points behind Nottingham Forest on merit. They're going to get dragged into stuff now. Brighton winning. Chelsea will probably win tomorrow. They're going to get dragged into a race for the top 5, which I think they will win. But is that Man City now? Dominant title winners to fighting for top 5. That's not, something fundamentally is not right there. And yeah, you know, people are going to talk about court cases, etc. But I don't buy that. I don't actually buy that a court case, which is beyond most people's understanding, is why Man City are fundamentally not carving teams apart anymore. And I don't really think Rodri's injury should be justification for it either. I just think eras come to an end. And is the era of Man City changing? And look, I never thought I would say this about Pep Guardiola, and I would never say it about Sir Alex Ferguson, but we did see it with Wenger, and I never thought I'd say that. Era's come to an end. And you either walk out the front door to massive applause with a title, or you go out the back door and it's thank you everything you've done. And Pep Guardiola is either going to have to start winning titles again and leave at the top, or he's going to have to slip off out the back door. And I don't know, because Man City is not like Liverpool or Arsenal or Man United. It's a new club. So is it time to go? If it was time to go, where would you go? I still think this summer could be quite significant for Man City. But then again, when would Pep go? They've got to go and play the Club World Cup, haven't they? I mean, they need that Club World Cup like, a squirrel needs a nut allergy. They don't need that Club World Cup. They need recuperation. They need a rest. Pep needs a rest. So do they hit the end of May and he goes, I'm out? And then where do they go? But I would be worried if I was a Man City fan, because you can have bad results, but you're playing badly. And it's very consistent. And when Nottingham Forest are third in the league and deserve to be above you and are beating you, then it's a problem. It's a problem. At the other end, well, not at the other end of the league, Liverpool win again. Look, I was winding people up on Twitter. I remember as a kid in the late 80s, Liverpool were dominant and you'd get penalties in front of the Kop. And Liverpool fans will admit this. In the late 80s, you would get a penalty in front of the Kop if somebody sneezed on you. And today, they got a couple of penalties. I think the handball, all I'll say in defence of the handball is I don't understand the rule anymore. You can get the most blatant handball and it's not a handball, and then you can see that and go, it is a handball, and they'll give it. So I don't understand the handball rule. I thought the Nunez one was a little bit soft, but you know what? This is Liverpool at home to Southampton, who are one of the worst ever Premier League sides. Are we really going to sit here on a Saturday night moaning about Liverpool beating Southampton by 2 penalties? Liverpool are way better than Southampton. Southampton were never going to win that game. The only surprise to me was that it wasn't 6 or 7-0. And maybe Liverpool at the moment conserving mentally, physically for a big game against PSG on Tuesday. But look, Liverpool have won this title. It's just a matter about when they win the title, haven't they? It's as simple as that, really. But as I said the other day, I think the race for top 5 is hotting up, and I do expect Man City to be in it. But I think Man City's biggest issue is next season, where are we going to be? Because I like that Mamouche. I really do. But do Mamouche and Haaland fit into the same team? I think Man City have got a lot of questions to ask. And I'm not doing this from a wind-up point of view. Maybe in the past, Man City lose 1 game and you say Man City in crisis. You've lost 9. Only Newcastle in the top 10 have lost as many games as you. 9 games. That's incredible. Man City's drop-off this season is incredible, and it does need to be studied. Thanks everyone for watching. Get your comments in. I'll speak to you on the next one.